This is the ant that came out of that hole. I always just see one ant. It's still kind of scary. So that's today's update to the whole ant hole issue in the wall. Today I'm going to show you the game Arschlöchle. You'll probably realize that some elements in these games will be a bit similar at times. In my experience, Arschlöchle is a more fun game that goes beyond just the cards. I'll explain in a second. This is me trying to figure out a better camera position. It's not really working. Anyways, I'll just leave it like this. So what you do is, once again, you mix all of the cards. I should mention, I think I forgot that in the last video, that these games are made for 3 and plus players, because if it's 2, it's not really that fun. Like in Shmoo, you can imagine, if I have the cards, I know what the other person has, so it's not that fun. And here as well, 3 or more players is ideal. This game also ignores all color differences, so it's only the numbers that count. For example, let's say there are 4 players, right? That means there are in total, with the deck I explained from the last video, there are 7 cards per person. I'll take out 7. A person starts, the youngest to oldest, you choose. The aim is also again to go from lowest to highest. Except here, this one's a bit special. Usually the lowest card in this deck would be the 6. But in this case, that's the highest card. So the actual lowest card is the 7. And then the 6 is the highest card. But otherwise the aim is very similar. So you start with the 7, and then you go around the table and everybody tries to lay down a higher card. If you have 2 of the same numbers, for instance, you have 2 kings, you can lay those in one go. So if you have the same number and it's your turn, you can lay them down at the same time. Sorry, so something I forgot to mention at this point is that if somebody lays 2 cards with each other, for the rest of that round, until that pile is removed, everybody has to play 2 cards as well, 2 same cards. If they don't have 2 same cards that are higher that they can play, they have to pass. What is extremely rare, but what can happen is if a person has 3 exact same cards and they lay them, it's the same rule. So you're only allowed to lay 3 of the same cards that are higher, or you have to pass. Just wanted to mention that quickly. And it goes around, and whenever you cannot lay anything higher, you knock on the table to show that you pass. Because here also the aim is to get rid of all of your cards. And then it goes around until there's the 6, right? And then the person who lays the highest number puts it on the deck, removes the deck, and starts playing out with another card. Then it starts again with the lowest. In this case, a 7, or if you don't have a 7, you can also start with an 8 or whatever. The person who starts the deck gets to choose. If there's no higher card available, like if sometimes there are no higher card availables because they're already gone from the game. As soon as one entire round passes with everybody knocking or passing, the last player to have played the card takes the deck and plays the next card. As I've mentioned, the aim is to get rid of all of your cards. So if you can lay your cards. Once again, the difficulty is the lower cards aren't as needed as the higher cards, because the likelihood when it comes around that it comes to you, the likelihood of it needing a higher card is way bigger than it needing a lower card. I'll again try to do a demonstration kind of thing. So just to make the game easier, let's pretend there are only 2 players. Let's say this person starts. They lay the 6. The next person has to lay higher, so they lay the 7. Now this person again lies higher and lies the 9. This person lies the 10. This person lies the king because he can't lay an equal card or lower, so it's like a king. This person lays the ace, and now this person can't lay anything higher, so they knock. This person can't either, so they also knock, and then you remove the pile, and because this person gave the last card, the ace from before, this person's allowed to start. They can start with this one, and because this one is still higher than this guy, this person has to knock again because they can't lay anything. This person has to knock again, right? And this one's, you kind of get what I mean? In a scenario like this, where this person lays this card and this person has 2 10s, they're allowed to lay the same cards with each other. You get what I mean? You can lay 2 equal cards in one time if you have them. You can also lay 3 or 4. And consequently, okay, I don't know that word or how to pronounce that word. All the other players from then on, for the rest of that round, until that pile is removed, also have to play 2 same cards. And if they don't have any same cards, like this person only has different cards, they have to pass. So only if you like have 2 queens or 2 kings, you're allowed to play on. Does that make sense? I hope so. There's an ant again here too. You see? Don't know why. Ignore that. In this game, it's also interesting because it goes beyond just a card game. The game continues once a person has finished all of their cards because there are still your other players. So you play through until there's a definite loser and a definite winner. There's a queen and an asshole. Arschlöchle. That's what's called Arschlöchle. And the Arschloch is the loser, the one who finished last. So in the next game, the Arschloch has to give its best card to the queen, and the queen or the king gives its worst card to the Arschloch. And then you start playing again. So in a sense, if you're the Arschloch, you kind of are already a bit more doomed for the next round. I hope that bit made sense. So for example, I finished last. I lost. I'm the only one left with cards. So in the next round, I have to give my best card to the queen, who finished first, and she's allowed to give me her worst card. And also, during the whole game, all the other players are not allowed to call the Arschloch of that round by their actual name. They're only allowed to call them Arschloch. If they do happen to call them by their name, they become the Arschloch. Also, you're not allowed to answer any questions the Arschloch asks, because then you're also the Arschloch. So you have to be kind of careful how you communicate during the game. But those are more like kind of like extra spin-ons. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you also like this game. I personally almost like this one a bit more than Shmoo. It's a bit more interesting and a bit more fun, especially with more people. By the way, I really love Taylor Swift's new album. That's another topic. We'll get into that another day. So I hope you have a nice day. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you play this game and have fun with it. Yeah, now that ant from before is crawling all over my phone. So I'll stop now. Okay, bye.